Hello, and welcome to The Gay Goodies. I'm Mark Pikert, editor-in-chief of The Gay Goods, and 15 years ago, I got my first job out of college working for a gay porn company, from which I was fired. Now I'm back, and I'm thriving, and though the faces may have changed, the hassles are just the same. Joining me for today's episode of The Gay Goodies is my new favorite. Before I met him just now, and now I'm just head over heels in love. It's like a go-go song really in my head right now. Chris Damned is here today, and he's sitting, he's wearing a shirt. I just wanted to preemptively let you be disappointed about that. And we're going to get into it. We're going to get into being French, his time living in New York, fool, living in LA, being so horny in his car all the time. And we're going to look at his Amazon wish list as well, because we need to ask some questions about that. So let's bring... my mouse is somewhere else. Let's bring Chris on.
Hi.
So, hello and welcome to The Gay Goodies.
Thank you. Hi.
All right. So there's no real order to the questions today, and I have like 7 that I want to ask you desperately. So I'm going to start with the first one that came to mind today when I was doing my research. That's pretentious for research. Your header photo on your OnlyFans is without tattoos.
I know.
So what is with this misleading advertising?
Because it's a really good photo, and I need to get another. I just did a photo shoot yesterday, so I'll get more photos, and I've been wanting to just update that photo. I'm sorry. I know, but that's such a good photo, and I was like, I'm gonna leave that one.
No, it's a great photo. It's very high fashion. It was like an outtake from America's Next Top Model episode.
Yeah, I mean, it was for a magazine and a big website, and I was 21, 22, maybe, I think. So it was a long time ago. And then when I opened my OnlyFans, I was looking for photos that was good, representative of myself, and also not new, because, you know, the headline has to be. So I was like, fuck, I'm always naked, so I'm gonna take that one. And then as it went on and on with work, I got tons of content and photos, but I'm also always naked, so I just kept that one. I have to change it. I agree.
Look, you don't have to change it because I called you out on it. It's a great photo, but you also, and how often do you get this? Because I've seen it a lot in comments. He's so hot, I don't normally go for tattoos, but on him, I don't mind.
Well, between that and then, oh, you're hot and don't touch your face, I'm like, I understand you don't like tattoos, but that's my face. I just like, go away. I don't get it. I love tattoos. It's kind of like a little bit of a story for me, and then every single time I get a tattoo, there's a little thing behind it. So I just, I like tattoos.
So wait, are people saying you're hot except for your face?
They're saying stop putting tattoos on your face because you're ruining it.
Oh, I thought they were saying your face is not attractive. And I was like, I'm happy to contact these people individually and find out who hurt them.
I know. I have people like that, with the kind of work that we do sometimes. And there are people that get frustrated either because you don't reply or you say no to something, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, you ugly, you don't look like your pictures. I'm like, okay, just move along.
It's so weird how so many people who on social media are like, oh my God, why are you fat shaming so-and-so? Oh my God, we have to learn how to love each other. We'll go on porn sites and leave the most vicious comments. Like, I forget what model did a Bellamy with stubble. And they're like, this is disgusting. He looks like a homeless person. And I'm like, it's stubble. I don't
know. I mean, there is porn that I don't like to watch. If I open it and by mistake, well, first of all, I'm very curious, so I watch everything. But if I don't like it, I just go to the next one. I don't get why do you have to insult someone because you don't like it.
Can you imagine? I mean, if only I had that much time.
Oh, seriously, I do not.
I mean, well, technically I do have the time, but I just don't have the energy.
That too. I really don't have time. I don't know why the internet trolls. And then not so long ago, I had an issue with someone not willing to get tested and giving me attitude. And so I called them out. And then some people were like, why are you cyberbullying? I'm like, I'm not cyberbullying, but sure, keep going. I just like, he doesn't want to get it. And then there's this big guy, big content creator, and he's telling me that I have an attitude and my ego got stroked because he said no. I'm like, I don't have an attitude. Maybe I do have an attitude, but I'm French, so fuck off. But then I'm like, you tell me how to talk to him, but look how you talk to me. And then I'm like, he's got to get tested. And the fact that he's giving me an attitude, but okay, bye. I just don't like the attitude. I just don't.
I mean, you don't have an attitude. You have a nationality.
That's a good one. I'm stealing that.
What's yours?
That's a good one.
So when I was on your OnlyFans, looking everywhere for a tattoo, finding hide nor hair of it in your header photo, I also took the time to look at your Amazon.
Oh my god!
Because I love looking at models' Amazon wish lists.
That was like a long time ago, and I never paid attention to it.
So there's a lot of stuff for dogs. Yeah. There's collapsible dog food bowls. I get it. Why not? Why not get stuff for the loved ones in your life? And then, sorry, I had it and now I've lost it, and now I have to pull it up again because this is life in a pandemic. So Amazon gift card, always a classic. Yeah. Collapsible dog stuff, a dog backpack.
I think it's a harness. I can't put my dog in a backpack. She's 70 pounds, but I think it's a harness that has a backpack so she can carry her shit. Because when we hike, she needs a bottle. I'm like, bitch, carry your own shit. This is too heavy. I don't like it.
Wow. You know what? You have to teach them early. They have to take care of themselves. Yeah. Then you, so this is, now I'm remembering. I'm remembering my train of thought. So stuff for your dog, 2 stuffed unicorns.
Oh, that's her favorite toy. Actually, it's somewhere. She had it in her mouth 2 seconds ago. It's probably in the yard now. This is a little stuffed animal, and she's obsessed with it, and she only goes for that one. But I think it's more of the smell. So if I get a new one, I don't even know if she'll pay attention to it. Because obviously she doesn't. They don't have like a shape of a toy, or maybe they do. I don't know. But she's obsessed with that little unicorn.
So a lot of stuff for your dog, and then the 2 things for yourself: an Apple Watch and a MacBook Pro.
I was like, fuck it. That's all I needed.
All you need is just $1,000 watch, a $3,000 computer, and then, some stuffed unicorns for your child.
Exactly. I know. I set it up. So, I think I set that up like a year and a half ago. I was like, okay, I'm going to put this and this because that's the only thing that came into my mind at the time. And I literally never paid attention to it again.
Believe me, I'm paying attention.
Shit.
I'm going to look later tonight, and it's going to be filled with like underwear and gift cards for Whole Foods.
Oh, that's a good one because, damn it, Whole Foods is expensive.
And you shouldn't have to pay for that. You need that protein for your body so that everyone can enjoy it.
Yeah. And then the little vials with the immunity boost and the thing to stay healthy, especially right now. Yes. I drink these like every single day.
I mean, put all of your creatine and your protein powder on there.
I should.
I know. I feel like we're there already. I was a cam boy for a couple of months. Mm-hmm. I had a full-time job. I was just doing this like on the side, which is why I tell myself I made not a lot of money.
It's a lot of work. I don't do cams. I've tried. It's just like
it's so much work, and the people are such dicks and are so demanding and do this, do that, and I'm like, I don't want to like get up and move. I'm like just jerking off with my face. Like, just enjoy this, okay? Yeah. But I did an Amazon wish list because people would ask, or I was just like, I would see other people had one, and I was like, I don't know, if people want to buy me stuff, that's great.
Yeah.
And I alternated between like sexy jock straps and protein powder for my body, and then like stuff for the house, like a watering can in the shape of an elephant. The only thing anyone ever bought was the like jock straps and the underwear.
Well, of course.
And I was like, fine, like thanks, but also ugh, I really wanted that watering can. So I'm saying there's no great way to do an Amazon wish list.
I guess.
But what has your experience been like interacting with fans for the most part, on social media and OnlyFans?
It's been great. I mean, there's always like one or two people that are pushy or anything, but I don't have a problem saying that I'm curt and I'm very dismissive. So as soon as you know me, I'm just going to tell you to fuck off. Like, there's someone who keep asking me to send a video. I'm like, dude, I don't send videos unless you want to pay for it. It's like, I'm not going to send you a video. Like, if you want to request, this is, oh, but can you do like 300? All right, no, I told you my price. If you don't, no, you not negotiate. So fuck off. And there's stuff like that. And I don't have that many bad experiences because I either don't pay attention or my life was so dramatic from my 20s to now to my 30s, and that now I don't know if I just don't pay attention to it anymore or I don't attract it because I don't get involved. So it's also why with my Twitter, unless it's like about being tested, I usually just post about my work, and I just try not to get, I mean, obviously sometimes I do, but it's not like I get involved very much. So people leave me alone.
People leave me alone a lot too because, I mean, I do have an attitude. I'm not French. I don't have anything else to chalk it up to. I have an attitude, and my voice just comes across as very cunty in general.
Yeah. Not that I agree. I'm just saying, yeah, I'm listening.
No, I mean, yes, you were correct. Like, yes, I sound like a real bitch right now. That's just my voice. Also, I'm just so annoyed with you and think that you're the worst performer ever. I can't believe I agreed to do this interview. Which I have to say, I'm not a huge fan of the solo videos. Like, I enjoy it. I enjoy them. They're like, it's not really my thing. I love people who are into it. However, there are two performers that are really good at solo. One of them is Johnny Sins. He looks exactly like me. You probably think that this is Johnny Sins. It's not, or is it? And you in No Tell Motel.
Oh,
is such a filthy scene, and you are
solo for that.
And you were so into it, sniffing some stranger's underwear because you broke into his sleazy hotel room.
I think it was my first scene working for them, Raging. It was so amazing, and I don't remember what happened. There was some conflict with something, and I just don't want to speak out of term, and then they were about to cut off the scene, and I was like, look, why don't we do a solo? So personally, my name gets out there because it's my first time working with them. And then there was also, and then plus you get content, so it doesn't really matter. And you can say star increase. Damn, I don't know how it works. And then I think they were like, okay, we don't really do solos anymore, but we still ended up doing it. And then I guess it worked great.
Yeah,
I was excited about it too. Yeah.
So what makes a good shoot for you? Like, what's a good shoot experience?
Honestly, I've only had one bad experience, but that's it. Every single time I work for the studios, I work for a lot of studios now, and every single time I'm on set, everybody's so kind, and then we laugh all the time. So it's every time that I shoot with someone, I'm just excited to work, and then I have great relationship with everybody, like the directors, the PAs, or the photographers, and so it's great. I love it. Don't have any issue.
And then you leave that shoot and you light your French cigarette and you talk shit about them in French on your cell phone.
Well, I don't really smoke anymore. Stop. I mean, it's like really hard because I'm French, so we smoke a lot. But I don't smoke that much anymore. But I do talk shit. No, I'm kidding.
I quit smoking and drinking over Christmas, but I will never give up talking shit.
No, you can't do that.
That is my oxygen.
No, I love everybody that I work with, and I think they like me too. That's why in the past couple of months I've worked a lot, and I've got good feedback from my agent or from even some people at the studio. They're like, we just enjoy having you around. So
we were talking a little bit before we became professional, and you started off as a model, and then in the last 2 years, 3 years,
I started doing studio porn right before the pandemic, so a year.
Oh my God, it's so crazy. You've been in so many things. It feels like you've been naked for so long.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I can say that, but I've been in the non-filming industry for as much as I remember, so like almost 12 years. But then the truth is, I wanted to become an actor. That's why I came here. And then I was modeling and I was doing all this. And then when you're off camera, you still have your chance to become an actor. And then I moved here and I was like, okay, I want to focus on becoming an actor. And I just don't like competition. And then there's too many people. And I was like, I just don't have time. And I have expensive taste also. And I was like, I can't live like this. I need to work. And then since I was a kid, like when you watch porn and you jerk off, I don't know about anyone else, but I was like, fuck, I would love to do the porn. So at some point I was like, look, you almost 30, you kind of like better mentally, so maybe you can do it. And then I met who is now one of my best friends, Eva Paradis. And she was like, with her Italian accent, she was like, darling, with your face and your dick, you can be whatever you want. So she helped me with the Twitter, she helped me with the OnlyFans, and then from there, it just took off.
Yes, with that face and that dick. And here's one of my favorite questions to ask people. When did you realize that you had an impressive dick? How old were you?
Oh, fuck. I still don't think it's that impressive. It's beautiful. I don't think it's that impressive.
Fine. Then when did you realize that you have a beautiful dick?
When I moved.
How many dicks did you have to see before you had enough comparison to draw that conclusion?
Well, I've seen a lot of dicks, and I like most of them. But I think when I moved here, I realized how lucky I was because I'm not cut, and I felt bad for most of y'all because I never need lube. That's why I jerk off in the car all the time.
So, also, I mean, as someone who, you know what, I don't have to get into my dick. I'm not the one who gets naked for a living yet / anymore.
Well, let me know. I'll send you a referral link. Business guys do.
We'll connect up after this.
Good.
Because one of my favorite things about your Twitter is I feel like every day I'm just scrolling through Twitter and it's like, Donald Trump, Joe Biden. And then you're in your car and you're like, I got bored. And you're just covered in cum.
I mean, that's the thing about the political views. I think everybody's entitled to their opinion. That's what makes a democracy, I guess. I'm not too big on politics. I don't like to talk about it because I can't speak about it for hours and hours.
Oh, no. Your tweets are a welcome break from what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, and I'm like, plus when someone asks me about my opinion, I'm like, you know what? I'm not a citizen. I can't vote, so I'm just play the fifth.
But how often are you jerking off in your car?
Not as often as I would like to, actually. But it happened quite often. Because we're in LA, so I'm always in my fucking car. I'm doing something. I'm going from a place to another, and I'm always in the damn car. So it's just like, when I have the urge, I don't know how these people do. Like, I see these guys with the cage, or they edging, and they don't touch each other for a couple of days or weeks, and I'm like, If I don't jerk off, I'm out. You just don't talk to me. I've never been patient for anything, and this is one thing that I'm not patient at all. It's just like I can't.
So how fast can you make yourself come when you're jerking off?
If it's just for myself, not on a video, I watch the porn in 30 seconds, and I can move on. I guess very fast.
That's a real gift to have. I would get so much more done.
Well, I know, but also like you have to prep, you have to have the fucking lube, and after you have the lube, you have to just clean everything. See, it's another con of not having foreskin.
Yes, you're always ready to go. That's the real takeaway from this interview. You're always uncut guys. They're always ready to go.
That's another one I'm gonna
The first two are free, and once it gets to three, then we're going to talk about consulting fee.
I'll get you that elephant water can thing.
Yeah, thank you. I have to make sure that it's still in stock, but yes, that would be appreciated. Finally, finally, a man is going to buy me my damn watering can. My plants all died.
Oh yeah.
So you started right before the pandemic.
Yes.
Were you pretty quick to pivot from trying to do studio porn in the early days of the pandemic and focusing more on OnlyFans, or did you just take the time to just jerk off for yourself in your car?
Well, I got OnlyFans. I did my OnlyFans first, and then obviously when you started, nobody knows you, and I'm not like some guy that's on TV and then just pretend to be straight or is straight and just like sells a $30 underwear where you barely see anything. So you don't get. It takes a long time to get your fan base growing. So, and I was like, if I start doing porn, this is where my name's going to get out there and people are going to come to my OnlyFans. And then in between that and to studio porn, I try to collab with like people who had a lot of followings, and I reached out to a lot of people. And then I met Anthony Hardy, so kind, and then he's a student, does porn as well. And he was like, look, I have an agent, maybe you should just reach out and see what's going on. And then because of Anthony, I got my foot in the door with my agent. And then with my agent, I started photos and blah, blah, blah. And then they got me my first studio porn in February. And then the rest is history.
And then everything shut down a month later.
Yeah, it was a little rough because I was like, fuck, I'm enjoying it. It was fun. But then at the same time, obviously, like we had to shut down. And then I focused on my OnlyFans. So either or, it worked out pretty well. Can't complain.
What was the process like, the interview process like when you started speaking with your now agent?
I don't think there was a process. I just was like,
hey. You just walked in and he said, here's
well,
the contract.
It's walked in because they're based in Florida, but I sent him an email and then I sent photos and then he got pretty quick. And then they sent me another email with like the photos that they require, like with underwear, size, blah, 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 all the shit. And then I did it and they were like, okay, cool. And then they sent me a contract and then that's pretty much it.
Look at that. Bing, bang, boom.
Well, I don't think, especially, I'm not saying that's an easy job, not at all, but I don't think getting into studio porn or especially with an agent is that complicated. It's like the relationship you have and then the way you present yourself afterwards, because you can do as much shoot as you want. If you act like an ass on set, you're never going to work again. So getting your first gig is very easy. It's like keeping them coming. That's hard.
Yes, that's true of, so it's like getting a first date. First dates are easy.
Yeah.
The second date.
I know, it gets a little weird sometimes, huh?
Are you? I'm sorry, I brought up dating and you look so sad now.
No, I don't look sad. I'm just like, yeah, I'm thinking about last time I went on a date with dinner.
Can you, like a date with drinks beforehand and then you go to dinner and then maybe a movie, but maybe you just get more drinks?
Yeah, pretty much.
Remember life?
I know. I missed that.
Now it's, I mean, that's actually a great rom-com for pandemic living. You are at a stoplight, you are jerking off, you look into the car on your left, there's another guy jerking off in his car. And then the light changes and you don't have time to connect and you spend the rest of the day chasing all over him, all over LA looking for him.
I mean, I've done that before, so.
So yes, are there a lot of people jerking off in their cars in LA?
Oh, I'm sure. There's as many people jerking off in their car as them saying that they're actors on TV. So trust me, pretty much everybody.
Going back to your tattoos, when did you start doing the tattoos?
My first one was this one. I did this, and then actually I got that one. I was 18, was 17. I got this. This right here. I got the first ones here, and then this one. So I got my mom and my sister's birthdays, and then after that, I put my nephew and my niece.
Nice.
So that was the first one. and then I don't know if I should say that, but I kind of passed out. I had no idea what to expect, and then she was starting to tattoo me, and then next thing I know, I'm like on the floor, legs up, and then this giant woman just like smacking me across the face. She's like, "Wake up!" I was like, "What's happening?"
Yes, I think I've paid for that before. That sounds familiar. No tattoos though. But also, that sounds like why you were currently practicing for more bottoming on your OnlyFans.
Yeah, I'm trying. Really trying.
That's all you can do. That's all anyone can ask of you.
I just don't know. Like when I was younger, I used to bottom. That's a lot, and then I grew up, and now I'm like, oh, I like to top.
It's just a lot of work.
I know. Like when I'm on set, like the guys that I shoot with, they can't eat past or certain hours the day before, and I'm like, no, I need to eat. I'm sorry, I'm already moody. If I don't eat, it's off.
Oh my God, you've got to stop at Hamburger Mary's on your way to the set.
I can't. I don't know how they do it.
Well, you know what? All that starving just makes their abs pop more, so it works out for them.
I mean, yeah.
But let's be clear.
Props to them. I always impressed, and I never had an accident.
So who have you really enjoyed filming with? Like when you think back on the last year of productions, like what scenes stand out for you?
I mean, I love them all, so it's hard to pick one. And I do have to say there is one, not because, well, I mean, the guys were amazing. It's just the ambiance that we created for the movie. Unfortunately, I can't say anything because it's not out, but it was amazing, and I cannot wait for that to come out.
Is this the rom-com where you chase down the guy who was jerking off in the car beside you? Has that already been filmed?
No, but that's a good one.
All right. You know what? I'll give you that one for free. When we're done, I'm going to write the spec script, and I'll shoot it over to you probably Monday morning, so we can talk about like making that happen.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Final two questions. Question number one: who did you jerk off to when you were growing up? What celebrity?
Who haven't I jerked off to? I would have to say it's 50-50. It's between Zac Efron from High School Musical and then what's his name? Robert Pattinson from Twilight.
Wow, so just very floppy-haired twinks.
I think it's more like what they represent that I'm like more so Robert Pattinson because he's very like calm and educated and smart and quiet and hot. Or to me, is hot. So it was more like this little attraction thing going on. Because everybody, especially the gays, they all like love Jacob because he's big and muscular, and I'm like, yeah, that's great. Ugh. Like you can take a muscular asshole to dinner. The shirt won't fit. No, I mean he's attractive. I just the way the romance and stuff like I always prefer someone like Edward rather than Jacob.
I should point out that I am highly educated and I can be quiet.
Well, but you live in New York, though.
Everything's negotiable.
Okay,
say the word, Chris. I'm right near LaGuardia.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Can you imagine if in like 7 hours I just showed up and texted you from Hamburger Mary's and I was like, "Hey, dinner."
It reopens, so I'll probably be like, "Yeah, okay, let's do it."
And then what about Zac Efron? And I like that you were very specific about High School Musical era Zac Efron.
I mean, I remember, I don't know if it's the same name in here that it was in France, but that was this TV show called Summerland, and it was like a beach. Was it Summerland? Yeah. That's the first time I got introduced to Zac Efron with Ryan Quanten. Well, I mean, this one was too. I was like, oh, fuck. But then High School Musical was like, I think it was I'm not comparing it to Grease or anything, but it was like the musical of my generation. And I was dancing at the time as well before all this. So I just like, that was like, I want to dance, I want to sing, I want to do this, and I want to go to the US and become an actor. So that was my whole thing. And then I was obsessed. I remember I knew all the choreography and then the fucking song. And obviously when he sings Breaking Free, even though now we all know that it wasn't him singing, you're like, Yeah.
Do you still know the choreography?
Ish. Ish.
I won't make you.
I'm
I
not
won't
doing
make you. But I would highly suggest that you put that on your Twitter sometime soon. I feel like that would get a lot of engagement.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, just a
And
little
I'll
Zac Efron cosplay.
and I'll tag you. I'll try to have that little thing going on too.
Yes, I was slightly too old for High School Musical, so because I will always share what celebrity I jerked off to, all of them. But in this, for you, my version of jerking off to Zac Efron in High School Musical is Maxwell Caulfield in Grease 2, where he's just completely shirtless, ripped, tight leather pants, the most beautiful man God ever invented. And I interviewed him years ago, and I said, I have to tell you, at the end of the interview, I said, I have to tell you, you and Grease 2 made me gay.
Well.
And he said, I get that a lot.
Well, that's good.
I was like, yeah, I bet you do. And final question, what TV have you been obsessively binging during the pandemic?
See, that's the thing. I like to rewatch a lot of things because one, that's how I learn English. But I've watched a lot of what came out recently. The latest thing that I watched was Bonding. It's a good show. It's about.
I love Bonding. I just finished it. The second season just came out last week.
So I watched this. I love Big Mouth. That's a fun show. What's on Netflix? Let me see. Oh, I just watched The Wings. That's so good.
You watched what?
The Wings from the cartoon, and they made a TV show on Netflix.
Oh,
but then I prefer the TV show. Like I binge watched the cartoon. It's like season 7 on Netflix, and it's like I'm Bloom, fairy of the fire dragon. And then she gets wings and she looks like a hooker with a mini skirt and high heels, and she runs and she's like, yes, by the power of the fire. And try to watch this when you're high on the little edible. Trust me, you have your night.
I have a lot of content creation ideas for your Twitter. That should definitely be part of it. I think that you should recap a lot of TV.
That could be fun.
Also, you say that you learned English from watching TV made me realize that across the world, there are so many men who are speaking English exactly like Matthew Perry on Friends. Could they be more articulate in English?
I don't know. And obviously, you watch Schitt's Creek. That show I can watch it over and over. Dan is so funny that I just like the whole family I love it.
Tucked in the lee of a picturesque ridge lies an unpretentious winery, one that pampers its fruits like its own babies.
Who is she and how do we get a mouthful of her? She's so good because she's a bitch with being very smart. So people are like, did you give me a compliment? She called me an ass. And I'm like, I love her. And then like, David is hilarious. The character, and I don't know, it's whole really funny.
Yeah, so, I love Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, it's a very fun show. And I mean, there's so many others that I watched, but I don't know. I watch a lot of things.
Well, you're busy. I mean, you're going on hikes with your dog and having to carry all of your equipment.
Oh, fuck. I know.
Someone buy this poor man this dog harness backpack so that he doesn't have to carry this shit.
I know. I hopefully after that somebody will get it from an Amazon wish list. No, it's very practical. Seriously, like a good quality too. I like
it. Sounds practical. I mean, yes, someone is going to get that for you. I promise you.
I hope so.
All right, that is all the time for today. Thank you. This was a pleasure. This was a real pleasure for me.
Yeah, it was for me too. It was fun. Thank you for having me.
I told you, don't be frightened.
No, it was great. I think it's my first interview, so it was fun. Thank you.
Oh, really? Well, you're an old pro.
I watch a lot of TV.
Well, there you go. You're just you're. You know what? No. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Chris, stick around. I have one last story for you. Goodbye.